On this episode of Discovering 615, host Thack Attack 615 chats with Stephen Gervais, the infamous Magic Steve. Born in Massachusetts, he moved to Hendersonville, Tennessee at 11, and later lived in North Carolina, New Orleans, and Florida before returning to Middle Tennessee. Stephen didn't start magic until 21, but now amazes audiences with incredible street and close-up tricks. Don't miss this inspiring conversation about his magical journey.
What are you saying earlier? You've got a YouTube video with a goofy sound to it.
It's a stupid trick where I'm holding a magic wand and it just rises up in my hand on its own. 87,000 views within like a year and a half.
That's crazy.
It's the dumbest trick. It's like the worst video I have on YouTube. Has the most everything. Yeah, I don't know.
Man.
I don't know how to figure it out.
That's too funny. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Discovering 615. I'm your host, Thack Attack 615, and I'm joined today by Stephen Gervais, or a.k.a. infamous Magic Steve. So
that's me.
Stephen, welcome to the podcast. So glad you could make it.
I'm glad to be here.
And so let's just go ahead and jump into it.
You want to see a trick?
Sure. Let's take a look at a trick, man. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll do something quick, and then we'll do something later. Rob, just say stop.
Stop.
All right. Let's see what you got. I hope this is a good one. All right, 10 of diamonds. It's not too bad. I'm going to try to do something. Make sure they can see
10 of diamonds. Okay, there we go.
I'm going to try to do something with the 10 of diamonds. I'm just going to give it a little shake. Just like that. I don't know if you can see it out there. The pips are a little bit off on this.
Oh, man, the diamonds are all messed up, man. Jeez.
Just a quick little thing.
There we go. So, jumping right into it. You native from Nashville here? Or?
No, originally I was born in Massachusetts, grew up in Rhode Island till I was about 10. And then we moved here. We moved to Hendersonville when I was about 10 years old. And we were here, I was here for about 15 years.
Okay.
And then when I was 25, met a girl at Rivergate Mall. She was like, let's go to North Carolina and open a shop up. Her and her family had a business and stuff. So we went out there for a couple months. Didn't like it there. So we went to New Orleans where her family was at that time and got married in New Orleans, had a kid in New Orleans. And then she's like, let's move to Florida. We're all buying houses. I'm like, okay, great. So we moved to Florida, and that is the worst place on the planet to live. Unless you like, oppressive heat,
right?
10.5 months a year, and everything's flat. Everything looks the same. It was horrible.
So were you guys on the beach, coast, or not on the coast?
Fort Myers,
okay.
Cape Coral, so about 40 minutes from the beach.
Gotcha.
It's a terrible place.
I don't know.
19 years later, when my father, he passed from COVID and pneumonia on top of that. I got a little inheritance, not a lot, but it was enough to say, you know what, forget this job, forget Florida. I'm going back to Tennessee and I'm just going to do magic full time. I was DJing in Florida for about 13 years and doing gigs, here and there, but I wasn't doing it full time. I was full time DJing. But I came back just to do this.
Gotcha. Wow. So magic, what got you inspired, involved with magic? Because I've seen some of your stuff, and it's like amazing stuff you do, brother.
That is the fault of my friend Brent Young. When I got into magic late, I was 21.
Okay.
So it wasn't the 5-year-old getting the magic kit. I've been doing it ever since.
Gotcha.
No, we were getting an apartment together. We're signing in a few days, and we were at my mom's house, and he's like, hey, watch this. And he's in jeans and a t-shirt. He reaches out and makes a silk handkerchief appear from nowhere. And I'm like, what the hell? Didn't tell me how it was done either. All right. And I think it was literally the next day we were at his mom's house, and he did a card trick, which blew my mind. And I think something snapped. I don't know if I had a stroke or something, but I was like, that's what I want. I want to do card magic.
Gotcha.
And I actually, he was using a trick deck, but I still have that deck to this day. I mean, it's pretty ancient, archaic looking.
wow.
But, so yeah, hit Walden Books, when they were still in Hendersonville back in the day.
Yeah.
Picked up all 2 books of card tricks that they had and was learning stuff out of that. Luckily enough, a month later, a magic shop opened up in Rivergate Mall.
Oh, wow.
It was a kiosk. It was Rick Moore's Magic Shop.
Okay.
And I was there every single day, to the point where, became really good friends with Rick. He started taking me out to dinner, after he closed shop. We'd hang out and talk and stuff. And then every year he would go on tour to all the military bases around the world and do his shows. So while he was on tour for a few months, I worked the shop. So I was at the magic shop 6 days a week, 11 hours a day, just nonstop practicing and learning. And, if there was something that I wanted, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, man, just take one." And then luckily I met like some of the top, card close-up magicians in Nashville.
Right.
Became good friends with them, started hanging out with them, going to conventions and all sorts of stuff. And long story short, 28 years later, I'm still doing it.
Right. So do you prefer, when you do your magic, you mentioned several times cards is that what you prefer to do with your magic?
I specialize in card magic.
Okay, gotcha.
But I do a lot of close-up magic. I do a little bit of parlor stuff too, but I do stuff with cards, coins, rope. I love rope tricks.
Okay.
Ropes are fun. Rubber bands, just miscellaneous things.
Right.
And a little mentalism there, but, visual card stuff is my thing.
Now, are there any guys now that are in the industry that you kind of follow closely?
Not really.
That are close, or just...
I've never really had the magic idols or
Right.
my hero or anything. Only a few years in, this happened when I was mainly living in New Orleans. I got to spend a lot of time with a magician, legendary magician. He passed not too long ago, but his name was John Rockabomber.
Okay.
And he was the kind of guy that he could tell you, who came up with this card trick, how many variations of it there were, what page it was printed on, and what book, and the year. He knew it all. So I got really, really creative in those, couple years I was there, and started, coming up with a lot of original material, publishing a lot of stuff. I actually have some examples if you want to see.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, so we'll start with, if you're a member of the International Brotherhood of Magicians, each week you get this magazine called The Linking Ring. And it's a magician magazine. But each month they have a feature section called the One Man Parade.
Okay.
So I've got 2 of those published.
The One Man Parade.
And basically it's like a featured section. You're going to laugh. This is when I had long hair.
Okay.
So we'll give the camera a good shot of
that.
Yeah,
the long hair. Okay.
But, each one has 9 original tricks.
Okay. That's so cool.
Came out with my own set of lecture notes.
Subterranean Sessions.
Yep.
Oh, where did the name for that come up?
I don't know, because I liked being underground. I didn't like, so it kind of made sense. And I did lectures here and there on it and stuff, sold the notes and everything. One of the tricks I published, I got an email from another magician, another legendary magician, Aldo Colombini. He's no longer with us. The funniest guy. I mean, this guy was hilarious. Italian. He was from Italy. And he emailed me. He's like, "Hey, I saw the trick that you put in the link here. I think it was this issue. And I was wondering if I could put it in my book." I'm like, "Yeah."
Of course.
So that trick's in here.
Oh, my.
And, I mean, you won't know these names, but all these names are like giants in close-up and card magic. And then there's me. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That is so cool. Oh, my word.
So yeah, I got real creative out in New Orleans. I actually won an award for a couple tricks I published. I think in this one. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: you mentioned awards. Do you guys ever do any? Do you ever compete in any competitions or anything like that? I mean, I know they have some of those out there.
They do. There's lots and lots of magic conventions going on all the time, and a lot of them will have close up competitions and stage competitions and stuff. And I don't know. I never really had the desire to be like, hey, let me see if I'm better than you.
Yeah.
I mean, I already know I am. No, but no, never competed. I did win a couple awards recently, though. You've probably seen these in a lot of the restaurants and stores and stuff. I won the 2024 Main Street Award for Best Entertainer.
Okay.
And then I got
Congrats.
finalists. Thanks. I got finalists for 2025 in the Main Street Awards. I'll take it.
There you go.
The category is bands, musicians, entertainers. So I beat out everybody with guitars, a microphone, you can sing, all that. I'm like, the guy with the deck of cards wins that in Nashville? Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was pretty cool. I like that.
That's great. So what, you mentioned conventions. Do you do a lot of the conventions as well, or
magic conventions?
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
I don't do magic conventions. I've done other
or
conventions.
Attend them? I mean,
I occasionally go to them. I occasionally go. It's the thing with magic conventions is they're usually expensive to go to.
Okay.
You got the registration, the hotel, all that stuff, and then they'll have lectures and they'll have shows. And then it's like mainly shopping for like 3 days because they'll have the dealer's room and all the stuff. And I've never been big into buying a bunch of new stuff. I mean, there's so many magic companies out now, especially online and everything. And everybody's like, oh, I got to get the new latest trick that comes out. I got to get the new trick that comes out so I can do it on social media. That everybody's doing it on social media. And my thing is, if I wanted a new trick, I'll just invent one.
Yeah.
If I want something new, I'll just create it, and then and usually that works out. But
we'll talk about that a little bit. I mean, creating a new trick. How does that process start for you?
Usually, it's from just sitting around messing with a deck of cards and playing around with things, and then an idea will pop in your head, and you'll start fiddling with something, and then that'll go off into a tangent of something else, and then a week later, you stop, and then a week or so later, time goes by and something clicks in your mind, like, oh, wait, if I just put this one little thing in here, and then you're like, oh, wow, that's actually pretty good. And then, you start performing it and testing it out on audiences and stuff, and, usually goes over pretty well. And I've had tricks, I've got tricks I've been working on for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And just continuously they've evolved into something even way better than they were when I first came up with it. So that's kind of how
So when you're performing the tricks, and then let's suppose something goes a little bit awry,
never happens.
That's never which never happens.
I am infallible.
People. It never happens. But let's suppose it does. I mean, is that where you have to have a bigger sense of humor coming out in terms of
one of the things you're paying for, and it's not a small price to pay to have a magician, is you're paying for when I mess up, and it does happen. You never know.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. So I'll either take it into another direction.
Okay. Gotcha.
It just depends on what happened in that moment.
And but you as the audience will never know that happened. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
You'll just think it's part of the trick. And the tricks, something will still happen. It might not be what I intentionally intended to happen, but something magical will still happen.
We'll leave it there because I know the magicians have trade secrets, and we are not going to reveal those.
We lie, cheat, and steal for a living. That's basically it.
So let's talk about that a little bit. Your audience. What is the takeaway you want when you have your audience? Whether it's on the street doing the street tricks like I've seen you do, or up in Gallatin, or if you're doing something like
you're thinking of my friend. Are you thinking of my friend that set up on the square, like outside?
No, I was just thinking like the one time we were at the Guilty Grind. That one time you did that small little. I still have the corner of that card still. I'm like, okay.
I guess I want to be memorable.
Okay, yeah.
Because then, if that person, saying, "Oh, I'm having a Halloween party," I should get a magician. That'd be really cool. And they'd be, oh, I met a magician. Oh, wait, I have his card. And, you know, that's what I kind of, I want repeat business. And
Gotcha.
I have a lot of repeat customers. You know, I've had clients, you know, 2 or 3 different times. They'll have me come for different reasons, different parties or events and stuff. So, yeah, that's mainly that. And I want to show them stuff that, you know, is going to be absolutely mind-blowing.
Right.
You know, but also I want them to know that what I'm doing takes a lot of skill. So, you know, the umpteen million hours of practice and stuff that I put into it, I want to be able to, you know, pick up a regular deck of cards or some regular coins and just blow your mind. I don't want to rely on gimmicks or, you know, things like that. So
absolutely. So your audience, you want a lasting impression then from your audience, basically. And then again, with magic, as kids they're always, and even adults, we're always, when, like the trick you did at the beginning, it's like, oh, wow, that's cool, you know.
You want to see another one?
Sure, let's see another one, man.
All right, let's just give these a few cuts here. I tell you what, I want you to think of a number between 10 and 20, and then say it out loud.
Between 10 and 20, let's go with the number 17.
17. Okay. Do you want to change your mind? Because I don't want anybody to think we prearranged this.
There was no prearrange. I was actually thinking the number 12, but I changed it to 17 in my mind.
All right. So 17.
17.
So I'm going to deal 17 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Good. So, Rob, I'm going to make it more random. Okay. Just in case they think we, you know, colluded together or something. So we'll take the numbers that make up 17. So the 1 and the 7, we'll add those together. We'll get a new number, 8. Right? Okay, so I'll take 8 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the 8th card. Look at it. I'll show it to the camera there. I'm not looking.
Got it.
And I'll set it down here. And we'll put that there. Now, I'm not going to find the card. The deck's actually going to tell me what the card is. All I have to do is listen. It said ace. Did you pick an ace?
Yes.
Okay, so let me ace of? Was it ace of?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Ace of spades.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
That's not a bad trick.
No.
But I'm gonna take it a step further.
Okay.
All right? So I'll spell ace, A-C-E, and spades, S-P-A-D-E-S, and that should give me a totally random ace of spades.
Oh my word!
I don't even know how this stuff works. But I'll take it a step further for you.
Okay.
I spelled ace over here, right? So that should give me the 3 remaining aces.
Oh my word!
And
that's
over
great.
here, I spelt out spades, which naturally should be the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of spades.
Oh my
word! I can't
word.
take it any further than that, Rob. That's it.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That is amazing.
Whew. My hands are sticky. Humidity.
Humidity, yes, humidity.
It's a hot one today.
It is a warm one again today. So let's talk a little bit about, okay, we've talked about, you know, your audience thing. What about the community in general in terms of, you know, we talked about, you've already mentioned, you know, those that were involved in the magic community, some people bringing you under their wings and things like that. What about in terms of magic community as a whole and then the community at large too? How they...
honestly, I don't associate with many magicians.
Okay.
I have a few, you know, really good friends that are magicians, but you know, I've heard too many stories of, you know, magicians stealing other magicians' material and stuff like that. And I'm just kind of like, I like to do my own thing and go my own way and not have to answer to anybody.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Partly why it's the infamous Magic Steve. I don't do things like other magicians do.
That's great. Well, that sets you apart then too.
I would hope so.
Your brand. So that's so important in this day and age of branding. So, And then what about the community at large? I mean, in terms of like Gallatin and Greater and the involvement there.
They've been great. I've done a lot of work for like certain different chambers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, involved in like networking meetings and things like that, which, I know I'm the oddball at the meeting because it's like, lawyers, real estate, insurance, a lot of stuff like that. And then the magician. But they
but they can't do the tricks you can do.
No, they can't. But, I'm sure they're making more than I am at times because being a magician, it's either feast or famine. So
that's sometimes a little what the real estate industry is too, brother.
Yeah. Yep.
So what about future plans? What are some of the future plans? Are you allowed to divulge that? Are there any upcoming projects or expansions you're looking into? Or
no. Last year I had a few different events that I put on myself, like ticketed events and stuff. Yeah. This year I'm kind of more focusing on like business stuff, because there's no, it's show business.
Yeah.
And the business part is the most important part.
Yeah.
Last year I kind of laxed on the business part and focused more on the shows. Like, I wanted a Halloween show. I wanted like a spooky show.
Yeah.
So I put one together. I had a whole event. I mean, I had
wow.
sponsors, everything. And it went over great. But when you start easing up on the business aspect, like cold calling and all that stuff, you notice it later on down the road.
Right.
Like, hey, my phone's not ringing as much. So I'm focusing on that more this year.
Gotcha.
Than trying to put together shows and things like that.
Gotcha. So what about any advice for aspiring young future magicians who want to say, hey, I think I'd like to give this a shot? What advice do you have for those out there?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Go to college, get a real job. No. I mean, if you want to get to the point where you can, make money at it and stuff, you have to love it. And
right.
It has to almost be an obsession.
Okay.
Otherwise, if it's not, you can probably still make money doing it. But those are the magicians that give magic a bad name. Those are usually the weekend warriors that, don't practice much and they have their magic tricks that they do and that's it. And, and sometimes, their clients are disappointed. I've had several times where I'm talking to a client and like, oh, we just had a magician and they weren't that good. I'm like, oh, I've won awards and trying to recover from that. But I mean, if you like it, don't get the bug of buying everything, because a lot of new magicians, you become a kid in a candy store. It's like, I gotta have that. I gotta have that. I gotta have that.
Yeah.
And you'll buy so much stuff, which I kind of avoided my whole career. The kid in the candy shop syndrome. Yeah. But you got to find what you like doing the most. If you like cards, focus on that for a while. You like doing coin magic, focus on that. You want to do kid shows, focus on that. Try to, learn as much about that stuff before you jump into something else.
Gotcha.
I don't do kid shows, by the way. I'll do walk around for kids.
Yeah.
Strolling magic, but I don't do kid shows.
Interesting.
I traded that for assisted living. So I do a lot of nursing homes.
Really? Okay.
I feel like they deserve it more. They're going to appreciate it more. The money's pretty much the same.
Okay.
But it's just I like it more. It's
okay.
That they're not gonna rush me trying to grab stuff and look at stuff, because a lot of them are in wheelchairs, so I don't have to worry about that. But I feel like they deserve a show more than the little rugrats that are like, and then tomorrow they won't even remember they had a magician at the party.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That's interesting.
That's what I did.
Interesting. That's an interesting take on life there, bud. I'm serious. I mean, so
yeah, I got a lot of weird views on a lot of stuff.
Well, anyway, so where can people follow you?
If you Google the infamous Magic Steve or my name, Stephen Gervais, you'll find, all different stuff. You'll find my Google reviews, my website, theinfamousmagicsteve.com. Yes, the has to be before infamous. Theinfamousmagicsteve.com. I brand everything with that. So my, other than it's like the parentheses on Facebook.
Yeah,
It's my name and then the infamous magic. But my YouTube is that. My Instagram, everything's branded the infamous Magic Steve.
Gotcha.
Just look for the logo.
Yeah.
Look for this logo here, the hand with the cards, and
there we go.
That's me. It's actually my cousin's artwork. He's
that's great.
Pretty well-known, kind of famous artist. And my mom, like when I first got into magic, 28 years ago or 27 years ago, she asked him, "Hey, can you come up with a logo for him for Christmas as a Christmas gift?" And that's what he came up with, and I've been using it ever since.
Oh wow!
His name's Anthony Russo. If you want to check out his artwork,
Anthony Russo
art. Yeah.
Okay. Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. You got another trick for us?
Yeah, I can show you.
All right.
Let's see.
And again, disclaimer, full disclosure: I've not talked to Steve before this.
All right. Let's see what I can do. My hands are like super sticky right now. Very humid down here. I'm going to show you the first trick I ever came up with.
Great.
I think I published this one about 3 different times. Reach in there and take one out. And you can look at it. Yep.
I'll show it to the audience then.
And I don't want them to think that it's all the same card in the deck or anything. They're all different. Got it?
Got it.
Right. Face down on top. We'll give you one last little peek. We'll give the audience one last little peek, and then we'll lose it in the deck forever. Now, this trick does happen kind of quick, so don't blink or look away. It's literally going to happen right before your eyes. Did I not get it?
You got it right.
I'll get rid of it if it's the wrong one.
Oh, man. Well, Stephen, thank you for coming on.
Definitely.
Discovering 615. And thank everyone for tuning in. Have a great day. God bless. Take care.
Bye.